Don't abuse our goodwill. And don't think that the goodwill we have had for you is the goodwill we are going to give to your son. If you are breaking, if you are not living by the law, when you are just an aspirant, when you become a forward, will you obey the law? Are we not going to see another Amin in this country? We are not in politics to clap hands for a particular family. We are in politics to ensure that there is sanity. When we see a serving army officer coming out contrary to the Constitution, Article 208, and contrary to UPDF Act, Section 99, which requires that anyone in a uniform, should you desire to participate in politics, you have to resign or retire from the army. We are asking President Museveni, why are you doing this to us? What are you trying to tell this country? Or you are trying to confirm what you earlier said, that for you these documents are just nothing. These ideals were passed on to us by Ugandans who fought dearly at independence, for us to attain independence. We would want any subsequent leader to preserve the Constitution. When this matter of breaking the Constitution is being done by your son, you leave us with very many questions. Yes, you want your son to succeed you, but why don't you follow a normal procedure? What is difficult? Why do you want to keep in the army and at the same time aspire for political office? What is difficult? Is there unfinished business Mohoz has to do in UPDF? If it is there, then you tell him to wait. If you feel, and the way we are seeing events turning out, that you want your son to succeed you, then tell him to resign from the army and respect the laws of this country. Now, the evidence before us is overwhelming that President Museveni is carrying out two campaigns: his own campaign and the campaign of his son. And we are inviting all Ugandans to look at that scenario of being power hungry. Does he want to turn this country into a monarchy? Maybe we can change the constitution and establish a kingdom where President Museveni is the king. And then his son will properly ascend to the throne as a crown prince. But the way the constitution is, or the precedents that we have seen in this country, Uganda is not yet a monarchy. We have monarchs like Busoga Kingdom. They can enthrone their sons, the crown prince. Bunyoro, Buganda, we will not have issues. But when you seek an executive office of the president, and you are running a campaign where you want your son to succeed, that's very, very unfortunate. If you are breaking, if you are not living by the law, when you are just an aspirant, when you become a forward, will you obey the law? Are we not going to see another Amin in this country? Let's leave the questions to the Ugandans. But we feel, and our critical guidance is that General Muhoozi should choose where it should belong. This thing of thinking, of behaving like a hyena, which started smelling this side, the smell of ants, this side, the smell of meat, then he did like this, the legs, and it ended up breaking into 2 pieces, splitting into 2 pieces. Choose where you want to belong, the army or the politics, and come out clearly. What are you fearing? If Tinka Simile Barnabas can go to his constituency without anyone, without being carried by anyone, and he wins a constituency 4 times, for you, the army general, what are you fearing? If you are incompetent, why don't you leave us alone? What are you fearing? You say you are a general, what are you fearing? You have all the money. What are you fearing? Why don't you resign? And we want to thank you so much for listening to us.
Zasimwe, GNTV at 12.
For that report. And in another news, Deputy Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, Honorable Rose Namayanja, has cautioned all National Resistance Movement supporters across the country to go and verify their names in the Yellow Book. The exercise started and will take only 3 days. We have more.
Basaba ne banyama banyanze Rose Namayanja nsereko ndi mumyuka wasaba wandiisi w'NRM Ssemateeka ya NRM ew'obuyinza Ssaabawandiisi okubanga yavunaanyizibwa ku regisita y'abamembers baffe mu ggwanga lyonna. N'olwekyo buli registra mu ggwanga lyonna yaweebweddwa obuyinza okuva mu ofiisi ya Secretary General. Naye nga Secretary General ye muwandiisi omukulu, ye registra omukulu waba registrars bonna. N'olwekyo nina omukisa nange okuba nti nze ngenda kuwandiisaayo omuntu wano. Register eno nga bwe mugiraba twagikoze nga eraga district, eraga nti eno district y'e Wakiso, constituency Busiro County East, Wakiso Town Council, Parish Gombe Ward, Village Gombe A. Buli village twagiwa kodi yayo, kodi yene eri 68208. Feriye waffe mu biwandiiko byaffe buli tulaba kodi eyo tumanya ntuli ku Gombe A. Era ba members abali mu register eno bali 457. N'olwekyo tuli wano olwaleero njagala kwebaza okuba nti muzze mbungi okulaba nti mucekinga amanya gammwe ate n'abataliimu nga baagala okuyingira mu NRM okubanga bagenda kuyingira. N'olwekyo njagala okukola omukolo ogw'okuwandiisaayo memba omu oba okukebera enkalala, memba omu okukebera enkalala ze erinnya lye, then tugende maaso.
Leero tewali muzannyo mu NRM, twagala kusigaza buli mbuzi ku nkondo yaayo. Okubalaba nti nkugaye mwalimu ab'ebibiina ebirala nga baali bakulembeze mu NRM nga babivamu tujja muteekako sita. Kati Kampala Central bwe netuuka mu kitabo ky'ekyalo eri Kamoocha, mukulu Nyanzi chairman kuba yaliwo NRM bajja musazaamu
n'okuzza obujja enkalala ze NRM. Era tiimu zaffe ziri mu ggwanga lyonna nga zirondola okulaba enteekateeka eno bwetambula. Njagala okubategeeza nti olwaleero mbaddeko mu Kampala ne mbaako mu bitundu ebimu, era nze kennyini nga omumyuka wa Ssaabawandiisi ne bayo bempandiisa na wano ndi mu kyalo Gombe nsanze abantu nga bangi era n'empandiisa y'omuntu naye ng'ekigendererwa nti omuntu okukebera erinnya lye nga kweriri. Abamu tusanze ng'ennangamuntu tezibaddeeko ne tuziteekako bazze nazo era n'emyaka ne tugifuna n'essimu ne tugiteekamu. N'olwekyo njagala kwongera kwebaza olw'okujjumbira ba members naye ate n'abakulembeze b'NRM okuba nti beenyigidde mu nteekateeka eno. Tetunnaba kufuna kusomoozebwa kwonna. Programu etandise bulungi mu ggwanga lyonna. Abantu abo omulanga gwe tubakubira nti bw'oba tolina ndagamuntu genda bw'obanga yakubulako okola application. Bw'onookola application for replacement balina ennamba gye bajja okukuwa. Ennamba eyo gy'oba oleeta. Bw'oba olina voter location slip nga walonda ku luli jangu leeta ennamba eyo, leeta voter location slip. Bw'oba obadde muyizi nga weewandiisiza ku ssomero balina gye bayita learners identification number. So kye twetaaga okusingira ddala bye bikukwatako gwe nga member.
Obuzibu bwe tubadde tufunyeemu bubadde bwa budde. Abantu nga bwe bamanyi abamu baakedde nnyo okugenda okukola ate nga baregisitula batuuka ssaawa 2. Naye ebirango bye twataddeyo ne bye tugenda okwongera oteekayo tugenda kufuba okulaba nga abantu abo bakeera baregisitula bakeera ne babakolako mangu ne bagenda. Mpozi n'ekiralo abaana b'amasomero abagadde nnyo ekibiina kino abaakava mu masomero nga tebalina liini ennamba eyo gye babawa ate nga tebannafuna national ID ate nga process gye tugenda okukoleramu omulimu guno yannaku nti naye tunyonyodde secretary general okulaba nga wabeerawo embeera okusobola abaana abo okubanga bayingira mu register zaffe ate basobole okwetaba butereevu mu kulonda kw'ekibiina.
Geoffrey ndi registra wa Gombe A. Exercise yaffe eno ya NRM voters register update so far etambula bulungi kubanga tutandise essaawa 2 zennyini. Ba members ne babanga batandise okujja ssaawa 2. So far ku budde buno ziri ssaawa 4 twakafunako abantu 15 being the first day. Abalala bagamba bali mukulu bajja era nsuubira baisaawa nga 11 tujja kuba tufunye ennamba ewera. N'abalala nga bagenda bagamba bannaabwe ne system gye tutaddemu mu kyalo okulaba nti no tujjukiza aba members abalala babe nga bajja ejja kuba etuyambako okulaba nti tufuna abantu bangi bongera okutegeera kiki ekigenda mu maaso. Era member yenna na NRM tetwaniriza balala nti oba ndi wano kunzize kweregisteringa awo nawo waliwo process kubanga nabo tubaniriza okujja naye tulinawo process gye balina okuyitamu kubanga tumumanyi nti wa NUB oba wa FDC oba wa kibiina ekirala kyonna ekyobyobufuzi tubaniriza okujja naye waliwo process gye bajja okugendamu basooke bajjuze empapula era bateekinge oath balabenga bajoininga.
Abaana bafuna nnangamuntu zaabwe.
Abaana batannaba kufuna nnangamuntu oba oli bw'abanga azze nga talina nnangamuntu. Ekisookera ddala eno exercise omuntu oteekwa okuba nga olina ennangamuntu okusobola okukucekinga bulungi amannya go nga gakorespondinga n'ago amannya agali mu register. Kati bw'obanga tolina nnangamuntu tulina ekitongole kyaffe ekya gavumenti ekikwasaganya ensonga ezo ez'okuregisteringa ekyannira. Omuntu oyo tumwadvisinga okugenda ku nnira asobole okufuna nnangamuntu asobole okufuna nini namba then akomewo tumuregisteri.
Tonnafunawo ku bantu abajja nga tebabirina?
So far naakafunayo ba members 2 ate nga ba NRM supporters nga tebalina nnangamuntu. Era kyenkoze bawandiise wansi ku lupapula lwange era ne mbadvisinga okulaba nti bagenda kunnira basobole okuzifuna. Era kyenjagala okulaba connectingako n'abannira ensonga eyo nga bagikwasaganya mba mbasindikira abantu abo tusobole okwanguyiriza okusonga ekyo. Amanya Seruma Geoffrey, registra wa Gombe A.
Za Asimwe, GNTV, ATUV.
Thank you, Desire, for that report. And in more news, Kabale District local government, in partnership with the Avis Foundation, handed over startup tools and equipment to the most vulnerable children and the youth with backgrounds related to HIV/AIDS. The Kabale Resident District Commissioner Godfrey Nyakahuma warned the beneficiaries on selling these equipment. Let's take a look.
Kabale District Local Government, in partnership with the Avis Foundation, implementing partners of the USAID, handed over apparent startup kits to the most vulnerable children and youth with backgrounds related to HIV/AIDS service in the district. The goal of the project is to prevent new HIV infections and reduce vulnerability among orphans and vulnerable children, adolescents, and young women through economic empowerment, strengthen the local government and community platforms to increase and improve care services of OVC youth and their caregivers, and increased community-based clinical socio-economic services. Rebecca Nahabwe, the Kabale District Project Coordinator for Avis Foundation, speaking at the handover function held at Kabale District Headquarters, stated that 6 youth aged between 15 to 17 years were identified from different families across the district. She mentioned that these youths have undergone 1-year training in various skills such as saloon work, motor vehicle mechanics, tailoring, hairdressing, welding, and metal fabrication at different training centers in the district.
As a USAID activity, we work with vulnerable households that are affected and living with HIV, where we identify youth who are out of school, 15 to 17 years, and we skill them in different trades which are picked by themselves under the economic strengthening docket of the activity. And these youth look for what they can do. We identify artisans who are local within their areas, and then we place them for a period of 8 to 12 months. After they've completed the training, we give them toolkits. And so today we've called the youth out of school who have been on the training apprenticeship program with their caregivers, so that we are able to give out their startup kits.
Nahabwe added that the project aims to improve children and youth health by economically empowering them with startup kits for their chosen skills. She revealed that each youth receives 500 Ugandan shillings for their training, with approximately 15 million being used to graduate this year's 6th youth.
Today we have a total of 6 youth.
Rescue, saying that the situation is really becoming hard for them. We have more.
Residents and business owners in Kabale District, particularly within the municipality, are facing a severe water crisis as the National Water and Sewerage Corporation struggles to restore supply for over a week now. This has forced residents and business people to trek for some distance in search of clean water to use at their homes as well as workplaces. Agrimasco, one of the affected clients of the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, emphasized the crucial role water plays in one's place and its contribution to the majority to the household functions. He adds that as the public, they are unaware of the reasons for the prolonged water outage, as they have not received any information from the management.
I'm regretting the incidents that is happening here in town. Find that we are not having water for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, and we have not had any communication relating to that, why water is missing. And I urge those definitely who are responsible for that to take that thing seriously, because without water, then that means we are in dilemma.
He appealed to the leaders to consider following up on the incident because they are being adversely affected.
Definitely there are some places, especially like us, who find you have a number of customers. You have the wash places, and these wash places definitely need what? Need water. If you find that the ablutions or the toilets, the urinals, they are not clean, actually the likely consequences of that is even having a problem of diseases. You see, without water, the listener should understand that there are likely challenges of people getting diseases like cholera, like dysentery, and others that relate to that.
Waswa Bohari, a hotel owner in Kawale town, expressed frustration with the lack of water at their workplaces is indeed an uncommon occurrence, as the region has historically enjoyed relatively stable water supply. Asimwe, GNTV, Atov.
Thank you, Desire, for that report. And as GNTV, we still remind you of the consecration of Dr. Bishop Silas Tayewa as the regional overseer of Ankole region. The orientation day will be on 3rd of April 2024 and the consecration day will be on 4th of April 2024. The venue will be Kamkuzi District grounds and the guest of honor is the First Lady of Uganda, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni. Then other guests, we have Minister Chris Baryomunsi for ICT and national guidance. We have other members of parliament. We have Dr. Archbishop Dr. Moses Odong. We have the national elders and many others. And on this day, food and drinks is already available as the Lord has already provided, and all of you are highly welcome. We due to take place on Saturday, 6th of April 2024 at Mbara University grounds, and this will be starting at 9 a.m. Come and get empowered, and you are all welcome. As we come closer to Easter, this is Easter Bonanza. Raise your business with GNTV. Record a 1-minute video of yourself talking about your business. Send your video to the number below, that is 0700420903. Call the number and finalize the transaction. Then pay for 2 adverts and get 1 free. Then watch and support if your adverts are running or being played on the agreed time. This runs from 1st of March to 31st of March 2024. You can get us on GNTV channels like GoTV, that is 822 in Central, then Star Times 292, that is Antenna, then free-to-air decoder, that is channel 22 countrywide, then GNTV mobile app, and social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Good afternoon.